Some people look at the Rue des Martyrs and see a street. I see stories. For me, it is the last real street in Paris, a half-mile celebration of the city in all its diversity, its rituals and routines, its permanence and transience, its quirky old family-owned shops and pretty young boutiques. This street represents what is left of the intimate, human side of Paris. I can never be sad on the Rue des Martyrs. There are espressos to drink, baguettes to sniff, corners to discover, people to meet. There's a showman who's been running a transvestite cabaret for more than half a century, a woman who repairs 18th-century mercury barometers, and an owner of a century-old bookstore with a passion for left-wing philosophers. There are merchants who seduce me with their gastronomic passions. Artichokes so young they can be served raw. A Côte du Rhône so smooth it could be a fine Burgundy. A Mont d'Or cheese so creamy it is best eaten with a spoon. The small food shops on the lower end have no doors. That makes them cold in winter, hot in summer, damp when it rains, and inviting no matter what the weather. The shopkeepers enforce a culinary camaraderie that has helped me discover my inner Julia Child. What Child wrote in My Life in France resonates here as in no other place. The Parisian grocers insisted that I interact with them personally. If I wasn't willing to take the time to get to know them and their wares, then I would not go home with the freshest légumes or cuts of meat in my basket. They certainly made me work for my supper. But oh, what suppers! Like Julia, I interact personally. I work for my supper. I caress tomatoes, inspect veal chops, sniff ripe camembert, sample wild boar charcuterie, and go wobbly over buttery brioche. The food sellers watch, bemused. I have been introduced to a sweet turnip with yellow stripes called ball of gold. I have been taught to liberate a raw almond from its skin by slamming it into a wall. Sometimes I even pretend to be Julia, who, like me, spoke strongly American accented French. I never ever try to imitate her voice, an odd blend of shrillness and warmth, or her chortling laugh. That I leave to Meryl Streep.